Welcome back to the Thought Leader Recruiter podcast. I'm Sam Bylett, and today I'm joined by Jonathan Raude, co-founder at Resourceful Talent Group. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sam.
Great to have you here, Jonathan. Can you kick us off by telling us what Resourceful Talent Group is all about and what inspired you to start it?
Sure. Resourceful Talent Group is a full-service recruiting and staffing agency that helps organizations find the hardest to find talent. We're industry agnostic. We don't specialize in any one type of industry or role. We really specialize in high quality professionals. What inspired us to create Resourceful Talent Group was a few years back, we had a software development company. From working on software development projects, we identified a need that a lot of organizations had, which was talent across the organization. And we've always found joy and have been able to provide really good talent in the technology space, but we felt that we could help organizations, not just in technology, but other areas of need. And that's how Resourceful Talent Group came to be several years ago in 2023. My partner, Alex Nubaidov, and I started the company.
Interesting. So you're still working with tech companies, but you're kind of industry agnostic past that.
Correct. You could say wheelhouse used to be purely software development, and now it has transitioned to being roles across a variety of categories and across a variety of organizations. While we still do a lot of software development consulting work, we also do IT executive hiring work, and that type of contract to hire, direct hire applies through the board in any industry that we work on. We're really brought in and specialized senior level type of positions that companies are really struggling to find on their own. It's taking them a long time. It's a critical need for the business, and they need help with those types of roles. That's when we're brought in. And sometimes it's organizations that we're working with right now on one part of their business, and we create very personalized relationships where clients know that if they have a talent need, we're the ones to call.
Yeah, sure. And do you work with kind of bootstrap startups, VC-backed companies?
We work with companies of all shapes, forms, sizes. It's for us, if a client or organization has a need for talent and they really value talent and understand the difficulty behind finding that talent, and they understand that the opportunity cost to them is greater when they're searching on their own than leaving it to the experts, us, then we're happy to help. There's that understanding from a client side that, look, this talent, this is important for me, whether it's one person or a dozen people to assemble a team. These people are highly critical to our business, to our bottom line, and we need to leave it to the experts to do what they do best, right? I think that's the organizations that understand like they work on what they are best at, and they take care of that. And when they're able to leave it to other experts to take care of what they're best at, that's how organizations are able to thrive. And so, that's why I say it doesn't matter to us what size the organization is. Just an organization that really has that crucial need that they can't fill out on their own, or they're really struggling with, where the experts are calling.
Yeah, makes sense. I came across a stat the other day saying 79% of startups last year said hiring senior tech talent was their number one growth blocker. Are you seeing any of that with your clients too?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a shortage of top talent on the marketplace that organizations are holding on to senior level talent. Senior level talent, especially during a time of change, is very crucial, because change is different all the time. Like today's change, and we're in you can call it the AI transformation era, is different than the change that happened 4 or 5 years ago with COVID, or that happened in 2008 with the recession, or that happened in the early 2000s with the dot-com bubble and 9/11. Organizations lean on the senior level talent more than ever during crucial times of transformative times of change, and they're holding on to that type of talent. So it's because the marketplace is more competitive now than it's ever been It's ever.
Yeah, sure. And how are you helping like founders and hiring teams get around that?
That's a great question. There's no one same approach to every client because every client is different and they have different needs, different culture. They're at different stages in their maturity levels. So what we aim to do with each client, the one approach that is the same, is that we really try to understand. We really focus on hyper focus on understanding what our client's need is, and that there's a variety of things involved in that. But it's really understanding why do they need a single person or a team of people? How does it tie back to the business? How did they get to where they are today? And why is it important? Once you're able to construct the business objective of the talent need, then you're able to skim it down to what's most important, like what is most important for them to have? Who is the ideal person or people for this organization that'll help them achieve their goals? Goals are always profit. So once you're able to skim it down to that point, then you're able to create the ideal candidate profile that our team of account managers and dedicated recruiters, then we're able to go out and conduct a search. We tap on our network already of several 100,000 folks that we have here in the US as well as globally. We've been working in the technology landscape, for example, for over 25 years now. So we have a big network to tap into there, but we also, because we come from a software custom development background, we've built our own technology to tap into candidates, to tap into using AI to tap into candidates that we're picking up on signs that they may be interested in a new position. They may not be actively looking, they're passive candidates, and we can tap into those candidates. And we have an approach that we take. And that's a time-consuming job that is you have to be focused on exactly what your benchmarks are and in terms of number of folks that you're going out to for positions and what your messaging is, because it's a like I said before, it's a competitive landscape, and you're not just competing against the variety of forces here. So you want to have the right messaging involved when you do actually come across great talent that makes it interesting for them. And without having that knowledge about what your client needs, what's important to them, you can't put that message together towards the candidates. But it's also about knowing what the candidates are looking for these days as well. No candidate will be the same, but there are trends that you look to pick up on that are happening in the marketplace, in the talent marketplace.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And do you think some founders should be more alert to, say, competitors poaching talent with better packages or flexible setups?
I think they should always be knowledgeable about what's happening with competitors and what else is going on there. I think you definitely want to treat you want to not just well, but exceptionally well, because there are new companies always arising. There are companies that are growing. There's companies from different types of categories, that different types of industries, verticals that are looking to tap into certain segments of the market. So treating talent exceptionally well is important, valued, making sure that they are heard to the point that they can have those conversations with you about what they're seeing on the market, so that it's a transparent conversation and what they're hearing, what they're seeing. And that's, I think, as teams scale up, it becomes more difficult to no, I couldn't say it's more difficult, but it becomes challenging for certain companies to continue that same level of personalization that they have with their staff. So it's really important to instill those types of principles, those types of employee-centered principles to management, because it's up to management to have those conversations with staff, to be able to speak to other managers from competing firms, to see what's going on, to be at industry networking, trade show events, to hear about what else is going on there with everything from pay to benefits to office setting. That's been a very hot topic these last few years. So keeping an eye and ear to what's happening and having those personalized conversations, it's everything. I think treating people in general, I think there is this go pressure mentality when you're in a competitive business, to focus on just getting the job done and just doing the job really. But behind the job, there needs to be that personalized aspect of caring for one another and building those like natural relationships about what do you have going on with your family outside of work, how are you feeling. Like those types of conversations are in a fast-paced, overwhelming world with so much information trickling in. It can be tough. It can be tough for management and for teams to have those conversations. But at the end of the day, it's as important as ever, if not more important than ever, to make people feel, to have people feel like they're heard and they're valued and they're appreciated. That's the one thing that sometimes trumps everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's even more important these days than it's ever been. I believe that as well, for sure.
Absolutely.
And yeah, moving on to kind of the tech kind of side of things, we all know how it's been moving so fast. AI, DevOps tools, new platforms. Are companies keeping up with the actual skills they need, or do you think they're falling behind?
Well, from what I'm seeing from clients that we're working with, they are on top of trends, on top of latest technologies, adapting it, training, learning about new tools, going to conferences, networking events, and really trickling it down to the team that, look, this is an era where new technologies are coming up very often, and new features are coming up. And so I see the clients that we're working with, they're all over it. They're viewing this as an investment, right? Because it's very early on, in the very early stages, and so they're seeing this knowledge, this education that they're getting right now as paying dividends in the long term, but not too long term. I mean, we have clients that are now fulfilling orders, fulfilling services using AI and being transparent with their clients about it, and their clients are asking them for more of it. So I think if you looked about a year ago this time, that wasn't happening at the scale that it's happening now. And so that's only going, I think it's going to continue. AI will continue to become more commonplace. The use cases will be there. The ROI will be there. I think there's a lot of early adapters. There's been a lot of early adapters that now competitors are seeing what they're doing, and they are, they're now starting to educate themselves about AI and putting it into their processes. But I mean, like I can point to examples a of an organization, a few organizations we work with, that they are able to offer services and products at half the cost of what they previously were, because they're using AI, and and they're able to pump out more work, more deliverables, because of AI speeding up the process that it takes to create the service or product. And then the client saying, you know what, we want that. We want, obviously would like to pay less, and as long as the quality is not jeopardized, we're good with that. So we're seeing a lot of that. We're going to continue. I think we're going to continue to see more of it in the not even like years ahead, but the months ahead.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I saw that cybersecurity roles are now taking 25% longer to fill than software engineer ones. Are you seeing that slowdown?
Yeah, we are seeing that. We are seeing that slowdown. I can't comment to the percentage of the slowdown, but we are seeing that slowdown. I think, that cybersecurity several years ago was the hottest field to go into for IT practitioners. And now the shift is in technology towards AI. So learning AI technologies. And I think because of that, there is less talent coming into cybersecurity, and there is a greater need now than ever for cybersecurity. So there's a large talent gap because of that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And what advice would you give a candidate that in that space who's, say, not landing any interviews?
In the cybersecurity space, who's not landing any
Yeah,
interviews?
yeah,
Yeah, I would tell them to do a mirror check of what do I have to offer specifically around skill sets, tools that they know. Because, when you talk about vulnerability, risk, threats, mitigation, those words are what everyone is putting on their resume, and That's a de facto of what you're going to do in cybersecurity. Organizations are looking for are candidates who know specific skill sets, tools, and usually at an in-depth level. So it's impossible to know every tool out there because there's just so many. But I would look at what are those tools that I know? What can I highlight that I use to mitigate risk and to provide value to a cybersecurity organization, and go based on that. Go based on what, and look for look for organizations that are looking for those exact skill sets. That's where you're going to have the highest level of success. And then also displaying your work, because if you're able to show it in like your portfolio, whether it's through GitHub or whatever it may be, you're able to show it with your resume to a hiring manager. They can take a look right there and say, wow, that's some good stuff. That can be applied in our organization. I like what I see. So taking it one step further there is another asset to have in your toolbox.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, looking ahead, what's next for Resourceful Talent Group? Are you looking to expand any new markets? Is there any kind of growth goals you're looking to hit?
Yes, there are growth goals we're looking to hit, and it's based on the demand we're seeing from organizations that we work with and the marketplace. And in terms of verticals, we come across new verticals all the time. And so we're always open to explore new opportunities, ensuring that it makes sense for both the organization and for both the client and our organization, and really working closely with our team to see where they need help and what we can do to ensure that they're best supported. So we have those conversations daily between myself, my partner, and our team. We're growing, but when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with talent searches. Human beings have a lot of emotions and feelings and things going on inside of them, and it's a really important part of our job of connecting with people on an individual level. Anything that we work on, we want to make sure that there's synergy between all the parties involved, because things can change from one minute to another. Being able to work with we're very strategic about new organizations we work with, because we have to be able, during difficult situations, to be able to step back very quickly and say to each other, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? And go back to the main concept around the search, whether it's for one person or an entire team, because things it's volatile. There's there's a variety of factors. So you want to be able to talk. You want to be able to have those conversations quickly, not let emotions get in play to negatively impact anyone, and to step aside and say, okay, look, this is what just happened. This is where we need to go with this. So that's the key. Like with anything growth related, it always comes back to who are the players involved? What are their core philosophies? Is everyone on the same page? And if so, this is what we do best. We can absolutely work on new initiatives.
Yeah, for sure. And for our audience, how can I find out a bit more about kind of Resourceful Talent Group and connect with yourself?
Yeah, anyone can connect with me on LinkedIn, Jonathan Raude. I'm right there. I'm based in Miami, Florida, and I have my contact information on my LinkedIn as well, in my bio. Anyone that wants to learn more about us can visit our website. It's rtghire.com to learn more about us, and I'm always happy to connect and have conversation around anything that has to do with talent. Talent is the most important part of an organization. You can only go so far as the talent that you have. It's really everything, and it propels products, services, you name it. It's the people behind it. And that's the beautiful thing about what we do. Is we're a talent partner. We're someone who knows how to identify talent, evaluate talent, source talent, negotiate with talent, retain talent. And we've worked with organizations when they were, just two co-founders to 50 to 100 people exiting to Fortune 500 companies that have very strategic needs in their executive roundtable. So, we like being versatile and not we like not cornering ourselves in one category, one segment. And so it's fun. It's really fun to work with different size organizations in different industries. We're always learning. We love that. The most important part is we really care, that we love what we do. We're passionate about what we do. And if you love what you do, you'll be great at it. You'll succeed no matter what it is. So that's what we look for when we're hiring talent, and for ourselves as well as for our clients. There has to be that passion. There has to be that interest, a genuine one. And it's pretty easy to tell right off the bat if it's there. So we love what we do. No day is the same. Every day is different, and every day comes with its own set of challenges, which are fun. That's how we grow. That's how our organizations grow. This is a big task that we're given by our clients and by the talent as well. And we don't take that responsibility lightly. We really value and appreciate it. And that's displayed through what we do every day.
Great stuff, Jonathan. Well, yeah, appreciate you coming on today, and yeah, really enjoyed the conversation. And yeah, thanks again, and we'll hopefully speak with you soon.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Thank you.